Ramit Sethi could teach you how to be rich. Here are the best lessons from my favorite personal finance book and what I think Ramit got wrong. If you want to change your life and build your dreams, money is the most powerful tool at your disposal, and this is the only book that you need to engineer your rich life. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily, and I've worked as an engineer for nearly a decade building our beautiful cities. After hours, I like to bring you my favorite personal development advice to help you grow into the ideal version of yourself and engineer your dreams. Okay, first things first, what does your rich life even look like? You probably clicked on this video because you aspire to have a more sparkly, luxurious life. Let me help you build it. So it's time to get your vision board out and visualize exactly what you want. On this channel, I provide you with the blueprint to engineer and build your dreams. And it is mathematically impossible to get to where you want to go without knowing where you stand today and knowing where you want to go in the future. If you want to manifest wealth and you want to build your dreams, there's 3 things you need to know. 1, what do I want and why? 2, how much does this dream actually cost? And 3, where am I now compared to that dream future? I have been caught casually saying I want all sorts of cute things, but unless that desire is attached to a deeper sense of purpose that aligns with my core values, there just isn't enough motivational energy for me to do the work that's required to build that dream. So before you commit yourself to hustle culture and buying an overpriced handbag, ask yourself if that's something you really want. Is that thing really going to move the needle on your personal happiness? And are you willing to pay the price to get it? There is always a cost to difficult decisions. You just have to make sure that cost isn't regret. You will pay for that new handbag with money, but you will also pay for it with your time and your attention to earn that money. And every time you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to others. So if you have to work overtime in order to get that new sparkly thing, you're paying with the fact that you won't be able to spend as much time with your friends and your family or going to the gym or reading our favorite fun book. There will always be sacrifice on your personal development journey. We choose what to sacrifice. Every day we choose what to do through our actions. Okay, the next step to engineer your rich life is to get serious about your spending habits. Now that you've spent some time daydreaming about your fantasy fairy tale life, it's time to get serious and see if the spending you're doing today aligns with building that future. It takes immense bravery to look yourself in the mirror and honestly ask if the actions that you're doing every day are in the interest of your best self. I know not all of mine are. Sometimes I make decisions just because they feel good in the moment. But in the long run, all of that emotional short-term thinking just hurts future you. So if you want to practice self-love, you have to start making decisions that are best for your future self, not just for yourself today. And I know that laying bare my personal financial advice, it forces me to confront the bad habits that I have in my life. There are many ways to track your spending. I personally do this through Rocket Money because I like how the app automatically tracks all your spending. But you have to see what the real world numbers are in your spending. You have to know exactly how much money is coming in. You have to know exactly how much money is going out if you want to have any chance at making a plan that will actually work. You can't delude yourself into thinking the math is different. The math is the math. It's baby math and simple to figure out, but you have to confront it honestly if you want this to succeed. So look at your budget, take out a highlighter, and highlight anything that does not align with the future you're trying to build. I am willing to bet that a large chunk of your spending is frivolous. It is not intentionally going towards the things that you want it to go to, and you need to ruthlessly cut it out if you want to live your dream life as fast as humanly possible. If your actions were aligned with building your dream future, every penny that you spent would go towards investing in that future. Ideally, that's what we would all do. We're not all robots for sure, but every step you can do to move yourself closer to that goal will help you manifest your dream future faster. The best life wisdom nugget that I wish I knew sooner is that I have the capacity within me to drastically change my financial future based on the small decisions I make every day. I don't think your Starbucks habit is really breaking the bank, but there are many small habits that we fall into that can make or break your whole budget during the month. One example for me is I used to be a skincare addict. These days I try my best to spend responsibly on skincare, but there was a time where every week Amazon was arriving at my house with multiple packages with lotions and potions that weren't really doing anything. So please, have the bravery to look at your spending and really ask yourself, is this in the best interest of my future self? Budgeting shouldn't be a bad word. It empowers you to choose and to actively build your future. My absolute favorite lesson from this book is that your finances should be automatically working in the background of your life to build your dreams without your intervention every single day. You can create systems around your financial life such that savings happens every month, such that bills get paid on time automatically, and such that you will have financial peace in your life. I spend very little time every month managing my money. I have automatically set up transfers within my budgeting system so that money goes into my retirement and I have money left over to spend freely and enjoy and have fun with. I know some people love hanging out in the spreadsheets, but frankly, I have more fun things to do. I want to spend time playing with my friends, and I want to spend time with family, and I want to spend time making wonderful content for you guys. And that requires powerful systems working behind me in the background to build a comfortable financial life for myself so I have the freedom to show up for you guys every month. Always, when you build a new system, it takes time at the beginning to set the foundation and to build a structure that will work efficiently and correctly. The time you invest into building this is worth it because it buys you a lot more time later down the road. Yes, take an hour on the weekends so you can actually figure out how much your dream life costs and save for it appropriately. That time is worth it. All the time you spend focusing on your financial life and building a stronger future for yourself will make you feel more at ease and relaxed later. It's a gift to your future self to invest that time to build the systems that you need for the future. Personally, instead of having my full paycheck hit my bank account, a lot of the money gets stolen from myself before I even see it. I have money automatically that goes into my retirement. I use primarily a 401k from my employer, and that gets invested primarily in the S&P 500 because if it's good enough for Warren Buffett's wife, it is good enough for me. And then after that, I have additional money that I pull aside to put into savings goals. So all of the elements of my dream future that are bigger ticket items that I know I need to save for, those are routine savings goals throughout the month. So I know the cost of, say, my dream car, and I've decided I want a car in 5 years from now. And I've broken down the cost of that car into monthly payments and put that monthly money aside every time in my savings account. So 5 years down the road, when I'm ready to buy that car, the money is in my savings account and I can just go buy it. That's how I want all of my financial life to run. If you cannot afford to buy something in cash and you cannot afford to pay for it multiple times over, you can't really afford it. If you're using your credit card to pay for big ticket items and that money isn't in your account today, you do not yet have the money for it. You are living outside your means. And going into debt is the number one thing that will ruin your finances. And when I take the time to save up for things before I buy them, there's such a feeling of accomplishment in that journey. And you just feel so good about yourself when you've taken the time, put the energy into actually building and investing in that new fun thing you want. So if you're looking to create more financial goals for yourself in your savings bucket, some of the things you can make them for are travel, gifts, a new house, a new car, really whatever is part of your dream life that you know has a high cost associated with it, that's something you should be saving for. And then when the day comes to turn your dreams into reality, you have the finances to actually buy that dream. Okay, the next step, if you want to engineer your dream life, is to start investing. You're not going to become wealthy just by saving. The interest rates in America will not build that life for you. I think right now, high interest savings account will get you like 4%, and that's just not enough to beat inflation, and it's not enough to build the dream life that you could have. Investing, on the other hand, is a secret sauce if you want to build real wealth. So you have to routinely be putting money aside towards long-term investments that can really grow over time at higher interest rates, like 10% is usually what we can expect to get back from the S&P 500. This will make sure that your money grows at a rate faster than inflation, and over time, the compounding interest will grow far faster than just money in your checking account. Please stop leaving large sums of money in your checking account. It's just like evaporating through inflation. I know that the finance bros on Wall Street would like you to believe that investing is super complicated, but I promise you, you don't need a degree in economics to win at investing and to grow your wealth. If you want, you can overthink and overcomplicate every aspect of your financial life, and you can spend hours analyzing different funds to invest in and making a plan to buy and sell different individual stocks to optimize your retirement account. Or you can take advice from one of the richest men on the planet. Warren Buffett is one of the greatest investors of our time, and his investment strategy is also one of the simplest I have found. When he passes away, his wife's inheritance will be put 90% into the S&P 500 and 10% into short-term government bonds. That's it. And if a financial investing system is good enough to manage a billionaire's finances, it is good enough for me. I don't need to get outsized returns in order to feel like I'm winning at my finances. I would rather my money do consistently well over time and get routinely 10% back in interest versus trying to get 14 or 15% at the detriment to my mental well-being. I don't want to be stressed about my finances every day. I want to be out living my life, having fun. I don't want to constantly be trying to pick the best stock to optimize for success. The best engineered plans are as simple and efficient as humanly possible so that there is a minimal chance of error and there's a small likelihood that they'll break. If you asked me to engineer for you the best portfolio that would give you the most gain with the least pain, it would be Warren Buffett's 90-10 portfolio. The only caveat to an investment strategy like this is that you have to have the emotional capacity to be able to withstand the ups and downs of the market. Now, I don't have a huge emotional attachment to what my 401k is doing throughout the month. It goes up over time mostly. I don't really think about it. I put money in it. I know that over the long run it'll do the right thing. But if you know you're the type of person to sell the second the market goes down, this is maybe not the best option for you, and you should try something more conservative. The most powerful wealth building tool you have in your arsenal is time. Time in the market beats timing the market every single time. So if you just can trust the process, buy your investments and hold them for the long term, you will win every time over someone who's trying to game the system, trying to buy and sell short stocks. I use my 401k as my main retirement vehicle, but if you don't have this offered to you, you can also invest in an IRA and use these as your retirement vehicles. All of these are long-term investments and you're not allowed to take money out until your retirement age, so just keep that in mind. Okay, if you do everything in this video so far, you will be living a very good financial life. But I have one major complaint about this book, and that is that Ramit Sethi thinks way too highly of credit card companies. He admittedly does warn about them in the book, but I think his view of credit cards is far too optimistic for reality. Up to this point, I have found the advice in Ramit's book extremely helpful, and the systems he has helped me to set up have been one of the biggest wealth building solutions to building my rich life. However, even if you do all of that right, you can still self-sabotage yourself into poverty by overspending and trying to look rich using your credit card as opposed to spending money you actually own. I probably have a more conservative view on credit cards than most people these days, but I know from a personal perspective, I always spend more money when I'm using my credit card versus when I'm using cash or a debit card. There is some kind of system in your brain that feels pain when you actually hand over cash. When you're swiping your credit card, you don't feel the pain associated with spending that money. And that's great for credit card companies, but it's horrible for your wallet. The best thing for me to save more money is for me to make it really annoying to spend money. So things like buying with cash set up automatic resistance between you seeing the thing you want and actually buying the thing that you want. It is the number one suggestion I have if you want to save more money easily, is to just stop using your credit card. The points that you're getting through spending on your credit card are not worth the extra money you spend compared to using your debit card or with cash. If you've ever actually done the math though on how much cash back you get back through spending on plastic, you'll be astonished. You have to spend thousands of dollars to get $100 back in the bank, and it's just not worth it to me. So maybe it's a little bit old school to walk around with physical money, but if it works, stop trying to fix it. I am the ideal client to use credit responsibly. However, even I know I spend more money on a credit card than I do with cash, even though I've paid my credit card every month off completely. I've never paid interest on it. I have a credit score that's over 800. I should be able to use a credit card wisely. And according to many experts, I do. But I don't spend 100% in alignment with my future dream life. And that's what I want. So if you want to be more intentional with your money, actually hold your money and hand it over to the cashier. All sorts of scientific studies have been done on this data, and it is scientifically proven that you will spend more on a credit card. Is all because of the psychological effects that happen when you physically hold cash and have to hand it over to a person to acquire what you're looking for. Dave Ramsey is frequently cited as being old-fashioned and far too conservative for our modern world. And sometimes I do indeed feel like a grandma when I'm walking around with cash in my pocket. But guess what? I'd rather money be in my bank than with the credit card companies. I know that the money that's left in my account after I've paid myself first, saved and invested, is mine to spend. And that creates a huge amount of financial peace and freedom in my life. And I wouldn't give it back for the anxiety of having to pay off a credit card every month. I hope this was helpful for you guys. I've really been enjoying all of our personal finance content, and I hope that something I shared helped you to engineer your rich life. Have a great day, guys.